Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
It's so windy out there, like crazily windy. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. It's really blustery. My face feels like it's completely wind burnt from being out there, but it's actually quite hot in the car. I might take my coat off. Okay, that's better. So today I've decided to take myself on a nice little trip out because I wanted to just have a nice day off, really. It's my day off today, and I've noticed recently that I just tend to do podcasts or like, I don't know, just tend to do like work really on days off still. So I've actually taken myself out for a day to stop myself from doing that, but I am recording a vlog, so it kind of is work, but at the same time just figured it's probably a nice thing to do to relax. I have come today to Battlesbridge, which is an antique centre, because I heard about it on TikTok. And now, seeing as I tend to spend a lot of time on TikTok, I wanted to come and see what it's like for myself. I didn't realise it was going to be quite so vast. It's like a little village on its own, completely dedicated to antiques, which is amazing. And it's just so pretty as well. Let me turn you around. Like you can see here, it's just like a tiny little village of antiques. There's like, I'll have shown you anyway, because by this time you'll have seen some of it, but yeah, I just decided it would be nice to have a wander around. I'm not really looking to buy anything. There was nothing really that I saw. It's like the same old stuff that you get anywhere really, in terms of antiques places, like just the same old sets of china and glassware and old cutlery and like old faded posters, but I just really like having a little wander around. It's kind of different here because there is also a motorcycle museum, and so there's a lot of bikers here, which is kind of cool. They've got their own little pub. They've got two pubs actually, and a little cafe in one of the antique centres, like the big antique centre. it was absolutely rammed in there, so I couldn't sit down and eat, but I grabbed myself a massive wedge of cake to take away. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to eat this because I don't have a fork in the car, and it looks like a very moist cake. Everybody likes that word, don't they? Yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to eat it, but I will. I'll find a way.
Life finds a way.
Taking life advice from Jeff Goldblum. I also want to go and have a little drive around. There's like another little village that I think is not too far away from here, which has a very little wonky house that I want to go and have a look at. And I also want to go and see if the church in Sudbury is open, so I can go and see the Bishop of Sudbury's head, which sounds like an interesting thing to go and do. Or maybe a weird thing. You know me by now. You know what the deal is here. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Yeah, so a day out to go and see a severed head. I'm hoping it's on show and that you can look at it. I don't know whether that's the case or not. Yeah, I'm gonna go and see if that's possible. So yeah, I'm gonna head off. I also got a coffee from the little shop here, and I'm also picking up my phone charger, so I'm gonna drink that on the way. Let's see where I end up. Arrived in Lavenham. That drive was slightly longer than I was expecting. It took about an hour in the end to get here, but it's very, very cute. It's like meant to be the most well-preserved medieval village in the whole of England. I figured I would go and have a little toddle around. It's going to be very, very windy out there, so I'm not going to be able to talk whilst I'm outside because it's going to be so, well, the audio quality is going to be crap. So time for a montage, I guess. This little red house was definitely my favourite of all of them. It was so cute. This is the Guildhall. This unfortunately was closed on the day, so I couldn't end up going to that one. But as you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful building. Would have loved to have gone inside there, but yeah, not that day. Maybe another time. This was just next door to the bakery. I think it might have been an old bakery, hence the Hovis sign outside. And I have no idea what this building was, but it was very, very pretty. This little street here, some of the shots for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows were filmed here. Just everywhere you turned, there was just another amazing little building. It just felt like being transported back in time. The history of Lavenham is that it's a very old wall town. It's been going for donkey's years, like since the 11th century. The reason it's so well preserved is because A, it's outside of London, so it didn't get bombed during the war, and B, because it basically fell into poverty when wool and weaving went out of fashion, so people couldn't afford to upgrade and change their houses, so it ended up being preserved in such a marvellous way, and people have just looked after it ever since. Unfortunately, the house that I came to see was covered in scaffolding, so that was a bit of a disappointment, but yeah, my fault. I should have done my research before I went, but yeah, still nice to be in the village anyway. I love this little relief that was on the side of this building. Just really nice to see some medieval carving. The wonkiness of this house, I don't know how they managed to keep this one up, but this was on the street leading down to the car park. So that was Lavenham. As you can see, I'm a little bit windswept from being outside. Such a little pretty town. There's not much to do here, but I guess the thing is that it's such a well-preserved place. The two places that you could go in to actually see what the old buildings were like on the inside are both closed today because of the wind. Not that the wind is like crazy, but I don't know. You can have a day off, can't you? So that's what they've done, I think, which fair play to them. I would do exactly the same. So now I've just got myself a little snack from the co-op because that was the only thing that was open that I could actually go in and just grab something quickly, because I haven't eaten anything yet today apart from a couple of nibbles of that cake, which I still haven't quite worked out how to eat because it's mushy. So now I'm gonna try and head to the church because that's only 17 minutes away according to my maps. So I'm going to do that, see if that's open, and then I'm going to head home. That's my plan. I did want to do a couple of other things, but I left a little bit later this morning. I've run out of time really, and I didn't think that the antique centre was going to be quite so big. So I spent a bit longer at there than I thought I was going to. So yeah, I'm going to head on to the church now.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, so I just googled the church and it's not open, so I'm not gonna go because that would be a completely wasted journey. Maybe another time. So that kind of concludes today's vlog then, I guess, because I'm just gonna head home now. So thank you for hanging out with me. I know that wasn't particularly exciting, but just thought you might want to see some, well, what I get up to on a day off. This is not my normal day off because normally I would be sitting there editing all day or researching or writing, but yeah, I thought I would treat myself to an actual day off today. So I will see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.